Good afternoon. This is Rob Jepson, Steve Osmond, Leon Foster, and Nathaniel Turner. We're going to be presenting Regal Cinemas, a strategic look at what the business is and a couple recommendations to get them to that next level. The information that we'll be sharing here are a little bit of background, the strategic direction, look at Porter's 5 forces in the industry, the driving forces for the industry, key success factors, a SWOT analysis, financial analysis, some strategic concerns, and then finally, the recommendations to get to that next level.
Regal was established in 1989 in Knoxville, Tennessee by Mike Campbell and grew rapidly. Like its name suggests, the movie theater chain has a history of providing a premier movie experience. In December of 2017, it was announced that the UK theater chain Cineworld agreed to buy Regal for $3.6 billion. The acquisition of Regal by Cineworld made it the second largest global cinema exhibitor behind AMC. It is now a subsidiary of Cineworld. Nissan Cohen, Cineworld's deputy CFO, is currently the CEO of Regal, and Vincent Fusco, Cineworld's CFO, is currently Vice President, CFO, and Treasurer at Regal.
So looking at strategic direction, right now Regal is a broad cost leader. And what that means is they look at their stakeholders' investments into the company, and they look to acquire, develop, and refurbish new and existing properties in the U.S. market primarily. They have direct partnerships with studios and distributors, along with either part of their value chain to try and reduce cost and take out the middleman. They also are looking at a broad differentiation strategy. They were acquired last year in 2018 by a larger company in the UK called Cineworld. Cineworld is looking to update and refresh several different theaters inside the US with 4D technology and different advertising methods, such as a movie bill magazine looking at augmented app for kids and adults alike, and also looking at the dine-in experience and the introduction of a 270-degree Screen X.
The 5 forces model affects Regal in these ways. 1. Intensity of competition. Rivalry is tense with only few competitors in a mature market. 2. Bargaining power of suppliers. The interdependent symbiotic relationship of Regal and its distributors make this a manageable force. 3. Bargaining power of buyers. It's a buyer's market, beware. Customers have many options and need incentives. 4. Threats of new entrants. Don't expect a traditional entrant. There's not much profit to be made following the old model of entry. 5. Threats of substitute products or services. Streaming content providers and home theaters are proving formidable substitutes for the movie experience.
When we're looking at with the Regal Cinemas driving forces, we're looking at first are the two of the main key things they have. We have the customer value and the theater experience, which is going to be showing the quality of the films that they have available, how popular these movies are, be able to gain for revenues with the sales of high margin foods and beverages, and the technological advances that they have shown from the laser projections to now the sound improvements, Dolby's, the movable D-Max chairs and seating and recliner chairs. The secondary driving force that we're going to be looking at is also the cost of living increase. These are the increases in expenses that the theaters may have to pass on to the consumer from the increase of taxes and the least amount that the consumers are going to be able to have for leisurely pay and be able to choose a theater experience.
Some of the key success factors in this industry are aligning themselves with strategic partners. Distributors and studios make up 60% of the revenue generated in movie exhibition, and then also direct affiliations with concession providers. They're also going to need to look at reinventing the value-added theater experience, provide something that the home cannot with the substitutes such as streaming services and home theaters. And then As mentioned earlier, looking at the newest technology available and being able to apply that technology in a cost-effective manner. Something that's hitting the industry a little bit harder now is an effect of those strategic partnerships with distributors and studios having such a high revenue gain for the industry itself. And that is alternative content, applying other videos, applying other events inside the theater environment to step back the revenue stream from distributors and studios alike.
Our team did our SWOT analysis on the Regal cinemas, and we were able to conclude on the strengths was one, from mentioned earlier from Cineworld, is the number of theaters and screens for the penetration into the market. With this merger, they were able to have with 9,538 screens across the U.S. and Europe. And there are in 10 different countries with the U.S., the U.K., Ireland, Poland, Romania, Israel, Hungary, Czechia, Bulgaria, and Slovakia, covering a market of approximately 5 million people. So, and the weakness on this, however, is that they are in the defender mentality with like the movie pass type subscription services. They're allowing them to be able to compete with their competitors who already have movie pass type subscriptions that are allowing them to be able to entice more of the consumers of the area. The opportunities that we are able to find were in the advertising methods by using Facebook, Twitter, YouTube to be able to send out blurbs and tweets to be able to show additional cost percentages off, discounts, and different advantages for the consumer to be able to take advantage of. These are also looking at with the autonomous concessions with the technology offset of redeployment of employees from there, basically being able to allow the movie theaters to reduce or move employments and have the consumers not have to stand into a line and be able to get their own foods from vending machines more upgraded in the 2020s over what you'd think in the 1930s. Greater threats to those that we had found, of course, was the cost of living impact, and that cost of living impact would reduce the available money that the consumers would be able to have to be able to select with movie theaters, and then substitute that entertainment by using Netflix or Amazon Prime. And then also ones that we had found for threats was the speed of technology in the industry and competition from their competitors.
Financial analysis. As we all know, ROA is the profit a company earns in relation to its overall resources in a percentage form. For Regal, as average total assets have increased, the ability to squeeze the same amount of profit out of every dollar has decreased. But as you can clearly see in the graph, Regal's ROA has fluctuated right along with that of the industry, just at a much higher percentage. As indicated in the key success factors and in the weaknesses of the SWOT analysis, concessions can make or break a theater. Regal Theater's concessions as a percentage of revenue is the lowest of the companies reviewed and for each year. This is an area of great concern, but also an area of opportunity for Regal.
The strategic concerns for Regal are: 1. Buy-in. With a theater experience not being the most appealing to younger demographics, how does Regal value add with exclusive content? 2. Viewing technology. Will the new technologies be around long enough to add, maintain, value, and justify the investment? 3. Strategic partnerships. Following the decrease in theater movie watchers, old strategic partnerships and new potential partnerships are being reassessed. 4. Price out. The increased ticket prices to pay for upgrades in a good economy can be troubling because consumers are more indifferent to going to a movie theater at those times. 5. Concession revenue ratio. Regal has been behind its competitors in its concession revenue sales ratio. How does Regal best go about pursuing this low-hanging fruit?
One of the recommendations that we have come up with there is the exclusive movie club perk. With this exclusive movie club perk, you will be able to have apps with unlockable perks depending on what service that they were selecting. These would also focus on passes for multiple movies per month at whatever rate that they want. For example, a bronze level of $60 for 5 movies in a month, all the way up to an exclusive membership for $120 where they could do like a minimum of 12 or 15 movies during that month. These would also offer memberships to have discounts on their concessions, like 20% off drinks or foods, or buy one, get one free. The secondary part on that would also be with no contract, cancel at any time. So you could be able to cancel your contract with the agreement of the membership at any time, but within 30 days, if you would change your mind and open your membership back again, the points that you had accrued would no longer be discredited, they'd still be on your account. One last one for that would be the discounts for second ticket with a ticket member. So if you purchased a ticket online and then you had a friend come up to you and wanted to be able to go with you, you could be able to buy that second ticket online at the booth for a discounted rate.
The second recommendation that our team came up with is using the venues, the theater venues, as esports venues. Now, esports itself has been an industry, a climbing industry, for the past 7-8 years now. Next year, they look to pass the $1 billion industry mark with a CAGR rating of 22.3% every year. So hitting the 2 billion mark is just a short 3 years away. Now, using the theaters as an esports venue would decrease their reliance on top distributors while increasing the chance to get unique advertisers that aren't necessarily in the theater industry as of right now, and it will have a positive impact on concession revenue. And looking at these strategic partnerships, we would look to capitalize on the different investment opportunities by contracting with someone already in the industry that is used to setting up these venues and these events.
The third recommendation is to implement automated concessions. To increase concession revenues, we need to think outside the box, or rather, put our concession items in a box. The Apex Anywhere flow-through lockers allow for a place to put pre-ordered items so the customer can avoid the lines and go directly to the pick up their order. The Apex system allows the customers to log into their Regal app, click on the Regal Crown Club Express Concessions pickup section, and review the available concession items to place their order. Using the card information that's already associated with their Crown Club account, payment is made, and the moviegoer is notified on their phone when the order is ready for pickup. A barcode on the phone is scanned at the locker, which allows the correct locker door to open so the moviegoer can grab their order and go. Our recommendation is to add the Apex system to the top 50 theaters based on admissions. The Apex system allows the customers to bypass the lines because studies show that 42% of people will not wait in lines for concessions. Our goal is to capture just 5% more of those moviegoers with an upgraded and never before seen in theater technology. The numbers. We got what we're saying here is to go with 50 Apex solutions that we're going to lease at $600,000 a year. The theater infrastructure needs to be upgraded, $400,000. The app needs to be upgraded to allow for this to go, which is an additional $200,000. Your total investment in your first year, which is 2020, is $1,200,000. We'll come down, we'll increase the concessions, the per capita on the concessions. We're looking at an expected growth in 2020, concession revenue growth of $12,731,700. In 2021, we don't have to worry about the infrastructure and the upgrades to the app because it's already there. We're estimated concession revenue growth of $13,414,000. Total net revenue increase in 2021 of $12,814,000.
We'd like to thank you for the presentation and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you very much.